I'm Nita.
And I'm Shanae.
And this week we're talking all about the amazing Silky Forester pole saw. If you don't have one, you're missing out. This is a very cool product. Okay, so this week we're talking all about the amazing Forester. Now this little beauty here is the Forester, a 4.5 metre, and Shanae has...
It's a 3 metre.
Yes, except that one's headless. Decapitated it.
Poor little guy.
Yeah. So this is one of the more lightweight versions of the Silky pole saws. As we mentioned before, this one goes to 4.5 metres, so they're telescopic, so obviously not 4.5 metres at the moment, but once you extend it, it becomes 4.5 metres. And this one is the
3 metre.
3 metre version, yeah.
Yeah.
So quite short when it's compacted down, which is great for storage, great for travel, greute for taking it over to mum's to tidy up the yard.
Yeah, it's good. It can easily fit in the ute of the tray of the ute of the truck.
Yep.
It's just easy
You can
storage.
pop that one behind the seats. It's so compact.
Or my little Ford Focus.
That's right. So Shanae can go and start her gardening business with the amazing Forester.
Yeah, Shanae'sLandscaping.com.
It's not up yet. Don't go searching.
I'm still here, guys.
So why would you want the Forester when there are so many other options in the Silky range? Well, the Forester is like a great balance between still giving you the height of the 3 or the 4.5 metres, but also having the strength and the speed of a large blade and a nice strong pole. Now, all the Silkies are made with an oval shaped pole. Now, this is really important. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the other videos before, but what Silky do is they make this sort of ovally shaped pole, which gives superior strength in this upper section of the pole. So when you're using it, you should be cutting like this or toward the camera like this. Because obviously that's where the teeth are on the blade. So the strength is on this part of the pole here. So if something was to come back like a palm frond and hit that pole, hopefully it will survive and not bend. But if you turn that pole to its side, the widest part of the pole, it's nowhere near as strong. So you're going to have a much higher chance of bending and breaking those poles. So just an important thing to remember with a Silky pole, when you're using it, make sure you keep it upright, and if something's falling out of the tree and you can't get the pole out of the way, because that's going to be the best option first up. But if you can't get the pole out of the way, then make sure you keep it in that upright position so that it's got the best chance of not bending and breaking. So other things about the Forester, other than it's got that nice balance of height and weight, is obviously the colour is cool.
Oh yeah, red makes it go faster, obviously.
Yeah, so you can't go past the colour, it's brilliant.
It's good for when you're putting it down as well in the grass, you can see it. Yeah, so
and you
just
think
little things that may have a little benefit to it.
Yeah, and you might think, why is that important? Why is that an option? Well, we hear all the time, don't we, about
I ran over my pole saw!
tree contractors are the worst for it. I put it under the truck and then forgot and drove over it. Or I put it in front of the truck and wanted to go home in a hurry, so I drove over it. So yeah, red gives you a fighting chance to see it. The other cool thing with the Forester is you do have the option
of the handle as well. So a lot of people actually don't know that there's an option for the handle. So you can purchase the pole on itself, but if you also want to do some low pruning around you, there's an option of the handle as well. And you don't have to buy any new screws or anything. All that you're using is that these two screws here. So you just use like a 20-cent coin, 10-cent coin, and you unscrew it because it has a perfect slits for it. Slide the pipe off carefully, and then also slide the blade, slide the handle over the blade, and then you just use those two screws.
So this shape you can see here is the shape of that full tang part of the blade,
so
which is the same shape as that handle.
Fits like that.
And your screws go in the first and the last. So the centre ones are just to give the hand a bit of ventilation for sweating.
Yeah, so that's a very unique thing.
So it's great that it's interchangeable. Silky don't make anything sort of click on and click off because they too easily click break and don't click back on
Happy
again.
clickers.
Yeah. So everything is screwed together. It's very strong, very robust, which means it takes a few more minutes to change this configuration, but once you do, then you've got a brilliant secure handsaw as well as a pole saw. But as Sinead said, be very careful. Those teeth are designed to cut hard wood. So your skin, your bones are no competition for it. It will cut your fingers and your bones very easily. So make sure you have a good pair of gloves on and you keep your hands away from those teeth when you're swapping the blade into the handle or into the neck piece for the pole saw.
Yeah.
Alright, so we might do a bit of a breakdown on the whole blade head section of the Forester pole saw. So let's tell us all about the specs on that one.
So this one is a very unique compared to the other pole saw. So it has a little, if you turn it around, a little clip that clips into the very last hole of the pipe.
Yep. So that's an attachment, is it, for the scabbard to the blade?
Yeah, so you can take
so
it
the
off
scabbard
if you
won't
need
fall
to,
off?
but you won't. Yeah. And then you just use as a little
like a little finger latch?
Yeah. So you just slide that one.
So you pull it away
from you.
Yeah.
And then that just
turn it around so they can see.
So that is off. And then you slide the blade out. And then it's the same with putting the blade back in. You line up the hole and the little clip together and you just
kind of looks like a bear
it.
claw, like it grabs onto that round section and sort of, holds it like a grip.
Yeah.
And is that removable? Particularly like if you put the handle on and had it as a handsaw?
Oh yes, it is removable, or you take it off, and then it has little belt loops, clips.
Yeah, clips.
My brain. And then you can just easily.
So you just press them in to pull them in and out.
So just like so.
And you'll notice if you watched our video last week, we did a video about attachment options and leg straps. So this has got those loops that we showed in last week's video.
1, 2, and then 3, and then 4.
Yeah. And you can actually then get a different, we don't have a technical word for it, clippy thing.
Yeah.
If you did want it to be like a belt attachment too, you can order a separate one that's got the option to slide your belt through. Okay, so anything special about the Forester blade head configuration?
So the blade itself is a 38 centimetre blade, which gives you 38 centimetres of teeth to cut through the blade.
To cut through the branch.
Cut through the branch, sorry, using the blade.
With the blade.
So that just, and having the longer blade as well means you can have faster cutting, and the teeth on this are impulse hardened as well, so it will last a little bit longer, so you cannot sharpen it. If that was on your mind.
Yeah. And it's good, like Sinead said though, you're going to get a much longer life. They say that Silky's saws with the hardening process on the tips only of the teeth, which still give the teeth that flexibility, will last 3 times longer than the ones without that process. So you get a really, really long life out of it. I mean, if you're a home gardener, you should never really need a new blade.
No, not at all. And another unique thing about this blade as well, it has the hook at the very end of the blade. So that just gives you the confidence when cutting through that branch, you can it will stop you from the blade slipping out of the branch. Because a lot of people panic and they only use the middle section of the blade, which makes it a very slow cutting process and a lot of time and energy going into cutting that branch. But having the confidence with the hook that it will stop the blade from sliding out, you can use the full 38 centimetre blade.
Yeah, which will make it so much quicker to cut things. Yeah. So are the teeth on this, are they aggressive teeth?
They are a smooth cutting.
Okay. So does that mean it's slow?
No, it doesn't mean it's slow. It will just mean it'll be it won't feel as aggressive, does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's a beautiful, smooth feeling cut, but still super fast and super sharp.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Easily.
Brilliant. And does a tree like that kind of style of tooth?
It does. It does like this style of tooth because it doesn't, the way the teeth are designed, getting technical here, it won't,
so dig lines into the timber?
Yes, it won't dig lines into the timber, so it makes it easier for the branch to heal because it's like cutting off a limb off your arm.
Yeah.
Gives it a chance to heal a bit quicker and not to get the bacteria all through the branch.
Yeah, that's right. So very little spots for bacteria to sit and enter the wound.
Yeah.
Excellent. So it's a lovely long blade. It's an easy cutting style, so you don't have to be King Kong to be able to use it. You can be just a normal person like us and find it no problems at all. And it also has a special coating on the blade to protect it from rust and resin, unless of course you live in Australia and our trees just go, coating, what coating? We're going to eat the middle anyway. And in that case, you must clean it with Easy Spray and spray it with a lanolin lubricant. And yeah, that way it'll stay clean and shiny and last a very long time.
It will.
Now, as far as the pole goes, so as we mentioned, you've got 2 options in length. Now, somebody asked me the other day, oh, does that mean I have to use it at 4.5 meters if this is a 4.5 meter pole saw? Well, no, you don't. You can use it at any of the stages in between. It's just the maximum height it goes to is 4.5 meters. Now, something really important that came up the other day as well is when you are extending it, it is so important that you lock down these levers and have the metal button popping through this hole. Because if you don't do, particularly the metal button popping through the hole procedure, there's nothing holding those poles together. So the moment you pull on your blade to cut through the branch, the whole thing's going to pull apart, and then the blade is going to come tumbling down and land quite close to you, if not on you. And we don't want that happening. So be careful. Make sure you lock your levers and have your buttons popping out of these little holes here. But these extend the same way that the other Silkies extend. So you press the button in, pull your pole out. Now if you're fully extending it, our little trick we mentioned in our trick video is you lock the lever down here and you start skinniest pole working your way to the largest pole. So this is if we're fully extending it. If you weren't and you only wanted it to go, to its first extension, then leave that narrow one where it is, lock the lever down, and just pull the largest one out and lock it down, and then it's ready to go. But as we mentioned before, if you want to fully extend your pole saw, lock the first lever down once that button pops up from the top, open the second one, press the button, pull it out, until you watch that button completely come out, and then lock that lever over and then do the next one. And then lock the lever. And then that is securely extended, ready to go, safe and a joy to use. Now the other thing with the Forester pole saw is they have the special gom rubber that the hand saws also have on them. So again, it makes it very comfortable to use, absorbs some of the vibration that you get when you cut. So again, safe, comfortable, and really, really nice experience using these pole saws. Yeah, no, look, it's a beautiful pole saw, as we mentioned before, nice and lightweight, and you'll be amazed what you can cut with it. And the beauty of being able to have that hand saw and pole saw combination is just fabulous.
It's a 2-in-1 combo.
2-in-1 combo down here at ATC Products.
Next week we'll be introducing you to an incredible set of knives. You don't want to miss out on these new arrivals.
See you then.
Bye. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.